Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world one book at a time. So let's start with a really big question, right? How does a free society fall? This is the question that sits right at the heart of one of the most powerful and frankly terrifying cautionary tales of our time. And the answer the book gives? Well, it's absolutely chilling. It's not some big, loud explosion. It's a process, a slow creep that you might not even notice, until, suddenly, it's way too late. Of course, we're talking about Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. We're going to use it as a kind of case study to really dig into its warning about how a world that looks a lot like ours can be completely, systematically taken apart. Okay, so to really get the horror of the new world in the book, this place called Gilead, we have to first remember the world it replaced. And you know what? It was pretty ordinary. A world full of what felt like really small, everyday choices. Listen to what the narrator, Offred, remembers. It's not about big, heroic stuff. She's thinking about laundromats, choosing her own soap, having her own money that she earned. It's these tiny little things that add up to one big thing, control over your own life, something we just take for granted, right? So how did they lose all of that? Well, this is the book's core warning. These freedoms weren't just snatched away in one big announcement. No, it was piecemeal. It was quiet. It was kind of like being a frog in a pot of water that's slowly heating up. It happened in these really calculated steps. First, you create a crisis, an emergency that makes everyone panic. And in that chaos, you suspend the rules, the Constitution. Then, bam, the economic hit. Every woman's bank account, frozen. Their money's gone, transferred to their male relatives. And the final nail in the coffin? They're all fired. In a single day, their economic independence is just erased. And there it is, the book's central metaphor, stated so perfectly. You can be lulled into accepting a totally dangerous new reality because each change is just small enough to ignore. You can rationalize it, you can get used to it, and by the time you realize you're in boiling water, it's too late to jump out. So what rose from the ashes of that old world? A brand new, super rigid social machine. And it was built for one purpose and one purpose only: total control. And this is what that machine looks like. It's this incredibly strict caste system where everyone is just a cog. Your entire identity is defined by your color and your job. You've got the commanders in black at the very top, the rulers, and then you have all these different roles for women, the wives in blue, and of course, the handmaids in red, whose whole reason for being has been boiled down to a single biological function. But here's the thing. Even in a system like this, one that's designed to completely crush the individual, the human spirit always finds a way to push back. This is the official story, right? This is how the state sees the handmaids. It's a totally dehumanizing view. They aren't people. They're walking wombs, objects, ambulatory chalices, just vessels. But then, you find this, a secret message scratched into a cupboard by the handmaid who was there before. Don't let the bastards grind you down. It's this tiny, hidden act of rebellion, but it's everything. It's proof that there's another world, a hidden one, right beneath the surface. It's a crack and got perfect, terrifying system. And that brings us to the book's final warning. And honestly, it's probably the most uncomfortable one because it's not really about evil dictators. It's about us, about ordinary people. This line is so important. The book is arguing that these oppressive systems, they aren't just forced on people from the top down. No, they're allowed to happen. They happen when regular people make a conscious, active choice to look away, to ignore the warning signs. So in the end, The Handmaid's Tale does more than just tell a scary story. It holds up a mirror to us. It forces us to ask that really tough question. What are we, right here, right now, choosing to ignore in our own world? For the full long-form deep dive into this book and its ideas, follow the link in the description. If you enjoy these explainers, please subscribe and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.